Have you been considering an emotion code session and you're really just maybe you're embarrassed or you're shy or whatever your feelings might be around having to tell that story or talk about it, or you've never told anybody in your life, and you know that there are emotions that were lodged during that event, before, during, and after, that are still with you. And you really don't want to talk to your friends, and you really don't want to hire a practitioner that you might know, and you might even be shy to hire us. Well, today we're going to tell you how we can do it safely and easily for you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday version of, well, it's the only version of the Emotion Code Bro Show. I am an emotion code practitioner, Michael Lozier. I live in beautiful Victoria, BC, and I'm here every Saturday with him. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Yes, John in Verarity, certified emotion code and certified body code practitioner. Yeah, amazing that we're on episode 162 here, and yeah, it's kind of like a subject within a subject, right? So we work with a lot of different concerns, issues with people, and yeah, this is good to let people know that how we can help people with the more traumatic or sensitive things that they've had to go through.
Yeah, and like the last probably 162 episodes, John and I, we don't have a drum or we pick subjects out of. These are subjects that we worked on. These are real life experiences where, and this idea was just birthed last week when I had a client that didn't want to meet by video, met by phone. I don't even know if it was his real name. And I want to tell you today about how I was able to have a conversation with him and delete emotions from 3 very traumatic events for him. We're going to tell you how we did that shortly. John, can you welcome our friends this morning? And then I got a couple of announcements. Go ahead, please.
Hey, if you're watching live, say hello right now. And let us know where you're watching from. And even if you're watching the replay or on YouTube, just drop us a message. Let us know what you think of the show here. Natasha Paula Samuel is with us, of course. Hey, Natasha.
Hey, Natasha. Good morning. Afternoon.
Yeah, Jennifer Towner's here, as always. Again.
Yeah. Hey, JT.
Yeah, Mike's here. Mike Provencher's here. Hey, Mike. Welcome. Margaret Martino's here. Says hi, John and Michael. Harriet.
Hey.
Happy from California. Loves your shirt.
Thank you. Hey, I want to do a quick shout out to my shirt. I've had t-shirts and I've only ever had them for myself, and I would print them on Vistaprint and I would print them other places, and I'd wear them once or twice and they'd fall apart. And then I'd buy them for a seminar to wear at a seminar. And honestly, I'd wear them once or twice in the collar, and so I never was happy, very satisfied. And then this woman who was watching, Harrietta, emailed me. She said, can my company print some of your t-shirts? Yeah, I get that. I said, well, send me one. And honestly, you know what? I'm not even kidding. It's my favorite t-shirt. It's high quality. It's Gideon. It's got a great collar on it. And it's my new favorite t-shirt. And it's mine. So in the next 4 Saturdays, I'm debuting my 4 new t-shirt lines. And you can choose any color. I like this one. You can go to humanmagnet.com and check out the line. And every Saturday, I'm going to showcase one of my new t-shirts. Talk about a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be the mood when you're wearing this t-shirt. Hey, no one says, you got to watch yourself. Talk about minding your vibration wearing this.
Yeah.
Quickly remind it, Mr. Grumpy Pants.
No one's going to come up to you complaining.
No. So Harrietta, thank you for approaching me and thinking, you know what, we can do really good quality t-shirts if you trust us. And I did. So watch out for that. Okay, again, if you're watching, and also maybe, John, tell people, we want to be able to practice what we're going to talk about today. So why don't you share the invitation of what we can help people with today?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we want to help 2 people today. So if you're watching live, well, you have to be watching live, and we'd like you to volunteer in the comments. And since there's a sensitive subject that we're looking for to help, you don't need to tell us the details. Yeah, absolutely wonderful, right?
We're going to tell them that in a minute. We're just looking for people that do have a sensitive subject. We're not going to tell them how to tell us, but you can say, yes, I have a sensitive subject. Just know you won't have to tell us in the chat, and then John and I will pick you.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, just like Michael said there, Michael said, yeah, if if you have a sensitive subject, we're looking for 2 people live today. And yeah, so if you are, pull up a chair and yeah.
And I think it's fair to let people know what we mean by that, because, you know, maybe you had some abuse when you were younger and you never told anybody. That's very sensitive to you. Or maybe you got fired at something, or you got caught with something, or, you know, just what, you know, that event, or that divorce, or that breakup, or the abuse, or whatever it is. We don't need to know the story. We're going to let you know about that real shortly. Okay, John, a couple more friends have joined us if you want to welcome them. And I got a quick screen share, and then we are going to give, and this is for practitioners too. Practitioners, if you're watching, John and I are running successful practices, and we work with lots of people with different issues. So you might want to model on the way we do it. Not that it's the only way to do it, but hey, we're doing a good job with that. So you might want to say, I like their approach, or you don't. So John, welcome a couple more people. I got a quick screen share, and then we're going to get started. Go ahead, please.
For sure. Yeah. Wendy Kyle's here, says good morning. Sherry Green's here, says good morning. Permelia Parham's here, says good morning, bros. Happy to be watching from sunny Parksville. Sylvia Bellini's here in the house. It's bank holiday weekend here. So, of course, it's a gloomy wet here in London.
She loves her weather.
Yeah. Teresa Brown's here from northern British Columbia. And Hovey's here from Finger Lakes, New York. Ram Singh Sharan's here from India. Wow. And here it's posted the link for the shirts. That's awesome. Karen Marie's here, says good morning. And says, yes, I have a sensitive subject. Okay. Nice. Okay. Roger Lex here from Singapore. Wow.
Okay.
Worldwide.
Welcome, India.
And
United States,
Morris.
London, Canada. Woohoo. Well,
Yeah.
welcome everybody. And John and I are here every Saturday in the Bro Show. John, I think you mentioned the number earlier, episode something 162. You know what that means? There's 161 episodes. And every Friday, we want to let you know what the Saturday subject is, so you can plan around being around and watching the Bro Show. So on Friday morning, we send an email out and we let you know. John, just for an example, tell people what we're doing in September, just to give them an idea of the kind of notification they get. What's our topics in September? We are doing.
Yeah, we're doing aches, pains, tension, soreness, all that stuff. That physical stuff.
More time. Why? Because it's a big subject, and we want to be able to. Well, I'm going to say it. We want to be able to show off our skills, that we can help your aches and pains and creaks and little electrical shocks and all that other stuff. We're going to dedicate 4 shows to that in September. We want you to be on the list. If you look up in the comments, you'll see, if you go to sign up to be notified, we'd love to have you on the list. One more thing, John, and then I'm going to get started. Next thing I want to do is remind practitioners that 3 Saturdays a month, I'm doing free business training. And all the training comes from my Business Growth Club. So if you go to the link that's provided, which is removetaptoemotions.com/business growth, there's a free class here. It's a recorded class on the business card. And also, I wanted to bring attention to my Business Growth Club. I have a 12-month program. It's very inexpensive. It's $97 a month. You can go to this page and look at all these courses that are released every 15 days. To help you grow your emotion code practice. And then you can join me once a week on a Zoom mentoring call to have your own coaching session with me to take the next step in your business. I know it's almost September. This is a perfect time. If you join me in September, by the end of September, listen to this. By the end of September, you would have taken the training in my Business Growth Club to identify emotions 100 times faster, how to do a heart wall in under 10 to 15 minutes, a full heart wall, how to do the business card, how to do the 5-minute video, and what is the protocol for a weight loss program, so much so that you can do 4 people in one Zoom call. Yes, all of that is released within the first 30 days of my Business Growth Club. Check it out. Okay, John, let's begin today. So, John, there's 2 main things that I want you to tell our friends about. And one of them is the word proxy, and the other is the subconscious mind. And they play a really important role, particularly, well, every time we work. But today I want people to understand what our proxy ability is going to able to help us do. So tell our new friends maybe what those two terms mean.
Yeah, absolutely. The proxy and the subconscious mind. So I'll start with the subconscious mind. It's really the brains behind the operation here, and it knows everything. So everything that you've been through, experienced, all the ups and downs that you've lived, right? And so it's like just this massive computer, the most powerful computer in the world that we know of, right? And so it knows exactly what you went through, certain situations. And so when we getting into the proxy here, when we act as a proxy on your behalf, we connect to you, and then we have access to that supercomputer, and we can muscle test to find all those events, all those traumas, all those ups and downs that you went through. Mostly, the downs is what we're looking for, and we have that ability to hone in on specific little events and timelines. Okay, yeah, that one right there when you're 20 years old or whatever, and clear it out. So you don't have that energy from the past, influencing you right now, still, triggering you day to day, yeah.
So if you just imagine your life timeline, and everything's a time stamp. I was 1 year old. Here's all the events in one when I was 2. So your subconscious mind has them. I'm going to say this in a cartoon, but it has them all files. Every event, and at every event, there was a bunch of emotions that happened. Some of them you process by getting ticked off and crying like a baby and breaking dishes. That helped you process the emotion, but most of us didn't do that. So these are all time-stamped events. So I want you to understand that's how the subconscious mind, it stores everything. And then we're going to shortly tell you why that's a benefit for you to know. And John, proxy, I mean, what does that mean?
Right. Yeah. So we act on your behalf. So you give us permission to connect up to you, and we put our energy aside and our subconscious aside. We connect up to you, and so then we have full access to ask your subconscious anything we want in a yes or no question base, and find out what it is, what the trapped emotions are that stuck from that event, or after the event, even because even like today you might think about a certain like stressful event that happened and recreate an emotion from something that happened like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So we find out all the emotions related to that event or associated with that event, and clear them out. So you don't get like whatever emotion it is, you don't need to tell us. You just say, hey, yeah, had this emotion or I had this experience. It was that's all you need to say.
Okay, well, let's talk about the 3 ways that we can handle that. And
Yeah.
then somebody watching, probably the 3rd way they won't be able to choose today. They'll understand in a minute. We have
Right.
a couple volunteers, but here's way number 1. Now, this is how we can handle your sensitive information. I know that traditionally you would have to tell the story again and again and again, probably every Thursday for 40 weeks to tell the story. And you can tell the story and you can numb the emotions that you had, but guess what? Until Big Bertha comes out, those emotions aren't going anywhere. John, cue Big Bertha, please. What does that mean?
So it's a magnet, right? So Big Bertha,
Any
Big
magnet,
Bertha.
doesn't have to be a name. So
Yeah.
the magnet gets rid of it. So John, here is event number 1. Now, how do I know this? Because I did it last week. I had a guy that hired me that didn't want to work on the video and was very insistent about that, wanted to make sure that we could connect through Zoom by audio only. Okay, so whatever that might be was none of my business. I was here to serve him. I didn't know too much about him, but he was very hesitant, and he said, well, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I got 3 events in my life that are really debilitating me, and I've just tried everything. And so I told him this. I said, well, so there's 3 events, yes. So here's technique number 1. Who can write this down for us? Maybe Ann Hovey's watching. And technique number 1, call the events. This is so Captain Obvious. Call the events, event 1, event 2, and event 3. Because John and I are being the proxy, you're really answering, your subconscious mind is really answering the questions. We don't need to, we are machines at this point. We don't need to know the answers. We are just the asker of the question. And the question would be, what are the, so here's what I would look for. So my client said, okay. And I said, okay, he didn't write it down. He just had it in his head, of course. I said, you organize them. So when I say event one, and then here's the question that I ask practitioners, you might want to write this down. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, but you know what? It's a good start. I'd like to identify all the emotions that are unprocessed before, during, and after event number one. Because something might have happened just before that, and then during that, and then of course after the aftermath of that. Now, this is significant in my world, and any absorbed emotions. You know, a lot of people's trauma with events and sexual abuse or other types of abuse, there's another person involved. And John, would you say it's good to check for that? Make sure you didn't pick up the other person's vibes during that scenario, during that event.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to summarize number one again. Just call the event number 1, 2, and 3. And then ask your subconscious mind. The practitioner would say, what happened before, during, and after? Boom. And did I absorb any from the other person that might have been in the room? No names are mentioned. No events are mentioned. You don't need to bring it up. Now, when I did all 3 events for this guy in 25 minutes. So when we were done, and, you know, I asked him, because for all 3 events, I got the dates, you know. I didn't ask him. I was asking, you know, I knew the dates and I told him what the emotions were and I'm deleting them. So when we were done, I said, you don't need to say anything, but how did that resonate for you? And he said, oh my God, he goes, you nailed every date. Well, I didn't nail anything because we're not guessing, right? But I get what he meant by that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so relieved that, and he goes, every one of those made sense. Even the other person's emotions that I absorbed, I knew, you know, so he was so pleased to hear about that. And didn't have to mention the event or the name or anything.
Right, and bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, John, the other technique that we talked about earlier, this is technique number 2, is just write it on your piece of paper. I have problems when I'm doing this with my boyfriend or girlfriend or my kids, and I'm embarrassed about this. You just have to write it on your piece of paper. And what else should they do, John? So we know how to start, where to start working. Give us a what? Severity.
Yeah, sure. Okay, severity.
Yeah, just write it on your piece of paper. You don't.
Yeah.
The point is, you don't need to share it with us.
Yeah.
You can see, you know what, I just wrote down what my problem is. It's about a 10. And of course, John and I are just your proxy. So we're going to ask questions about what you just wrote down and find out everything before, during, and after, and any absorbed, and boom.
Yeah.
Now, John, tell me the super discreet way. What would be like the top super discreet way? Someone says, I don't want the bros to know my name, anything about me. I never shared this with anybody, but I need to get it cleared. What would that approach be like?
Well, you can have someone else book the session for you. So like it's not in your name, or you can even like make up a name. And then when you're in the session, like no video.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you wanted to call in, you can. I have an option where, you know, you don't even need to call me or do a video. You just email me a list. I mean, it would be good to know, like, you know, a first name. That I think that's needed. You know, if it's you know, Michael, or, you know, just, yeah, Michael, and just write your list. Just like the events, you just say, hey, I had 3 events. Just, you know, clear everything around that, right? So super discreet. Yeah, we don't need to really know who you are, your identity. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, good. We want to make it as safe for people as possible. So, so just to recap, you can tell us the event name. You can write it down on your piece of paper, maybe a longer of the problem that you're experiencing, or you can phone a friend to have a friend pay and you know, show up here on audio and we can help you. We want to do that. So John, there's a couple people that have been volunteering. Can you do a refresh on your end for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, yeah, Anne, I think volunteered, said, yes, I have a sensitive subject. And yeah, there's someone else here. Karen Marie says, yes, I have a sensitive subject.
Okay, so why don't we give our friends some instructions? So Karen Marie, here's what I'd like you to do. Maybe, you know, it sounds like you know about the event, so we're just going to call it, guess what, Captain Obvious? The event. That's what we're going to call it, the event. Good stuff. And so just confirm, Karen, that you're giving me permission to do that. I'm going to become Karen's proxy. I'm going to ask her subconscious mind about the event, because remember, it's her subconscious mind already knows about it, because her conscious mind already said it, and her subconscious mind stores everything it's heard, touched, smelled, or tasted, so it knows what the event is. I'm going to become her proxy and delete the emotion code. Now, will it take some more sessions? It could. Am I going to be able to put a dent in that today? A dent as in, I guess maybe remove the dent, like just to get rid of some negative vibes and feeling. I'm quite certain I'm going to be able to do that, but it might consider, you might consider more work on the subject, but today we're going to demonstrate the dent. So I'm going to wait for Karen's approval. And John, who did you find to work with?
Yeah, Anne as a sensitive subject. So, Anne, if that's permission, let me know. Say, yeah, just say, yeah, give you permission. And whatever you want to call it. You said sensitive subject before. So if that suits you, you could say that again. And, or if it was an event, maybe it wasn't an event, maybe it's just a subject or concern or, health concern, or mental, physical, whatever it may be. Yeah, leave it for you, Han.
I got some permission from Karen. So
yeah,
I'm going to start my emotion code session. I'm going to narrate it out loud just to show people. And then halfway through, John, you can start your session and just, and then we'll complete it. So
yeah.
first thing, I'm using muscle testing. And my first question is, am I hydrated enough? This is a yes answer. That's a no. Do I need more water to work with Karen? No. Am I hydrated enough? I am. So I'm just checking in with Karen Marie. I have her permission. Now, this is a video of the emotion code, John. She doesn't need to be present or on the video. Right. I just need permission. And she doesn't need to be in the office. Like, I don't even know what country she's in, but I know she's not in my office. So there. So like I'm connected to Karen's Wi-Fi. Am I connected to John, to Karen, Karen Smith, Karen Marie? So wherever Karen Marie is, I have access to her Wi-Fi, her subconscious mind Wi-Fi. And here's my first question. My conscious mind was telling Michael about that said event. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the severity of the negative charge and negative emotions and around this event? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? And how many emotions are lodged and unprocessed because of that event? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them. Are they in column A, B, A, 1, 2, 3? They're in column 3. Yes. Are they all in column A3? Yes. It's rejection. Yes. Sadness. Yes. Sorrow. Are these all mine? Yes. Deleting rejection. Deleting sadness. Double checking. Deleting sorrow. Did I absorb any emotions that from if there was somebody else involved? No, I didn't absorb any. Okay, good. So is there any trauma energy on a different chart that I experienced and did not process? So I have some unprocessed trauma vibes, energy. Yes, how many? 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it is the trauma of self-recrimination. And 20 swipes. I'm going to delete this trauma of self-recrimination. Deleting this trauma of self-recrimination. My conscious mind was talking about this event. I'm looking for any trapped emotions that got lodged and not processed before, during, and after the event. Are there any trapped, hidden? There's nothing else. Okay. And I always like to top it off with this. Before today's session, what was the severity of my self-abuse, which is mental self-talk, negative self-talk? What was the severity of my self-abuse about this event on a daily basis? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? And now what's the severity of this self-abuse? 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, anything else I need to do here? Am I done yet? Just going to disconnect. Now, there's only one way, Karen, the real Karen, not that that was the real Karen. Now, when we're working next week with pain, John, people will tell us during the call, oh, I can feel that, it's gone. I never feel it, but with this is like this, I'm calling it slow release fertilizer.
Yeah.
She's going to need to, Karen, will need to start observing, thinking, you know what, I'm not this anymore, or I'm not this anymore, or you know what, now that you brought up that event, I haven't thought about that in weeks. Matter of fact, I'm finding I'm doing this differently. So that's what takes place now, right? Karen has a new vibe, and when you have a new vibe, guess what? You attract new things. So
Yeah.
Karen, I'd like to hear from you about any sensation that you had, you know, any clarity or tingling or numbness or, you know, little
Lightness.
lightness is a good word.
Yeah, lightness. Feel
Okay,
light.
John, back to you.
Yeah, yeah. That's the slow release fertilizer. I like that one. It's like with relationships. I work with a lot of people with like that want to, you know, improve a relationship, maybe with someone, their spouse, or you know, a relative, or you know, maybe they're like their in-laws or something, right? And you don't know right away when you do the session. You kind of like have to go over for dinner or something, right? So you don't know until you know, they experience that, right? So it's just like, oh yeah, you know what, went over and it was totally different. You know, we had dinner, it was good, there was no like conflict. So it's pretty cool when we hear back from that, like, you know, weeks later, right?
Here's my standard sentence when I give somebody a heart wall session. It's not recorded, but I say it all the time. Here's what's going to happen to you over the next couple of days or earlier. You're going to notice that people are responding to you differently. Maybe they're going to flirt with you. Maybe they're going to hold the door open or be extra polite or say, wow, do you ever look bright and brilliant? I miss you. You see, the vibration that you were having before, people were responding to it. And today I deleted negative vibrations that you didn't even know that you were sending. It would be against the law for them to respond to the old vibration. You see, the response that you're getting from others is matching the vibration that you're sending about them. So you can expect some significant change on the response that you're getting from others.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Update from Karen. She says instant crying. So those are the trapped emotions flushing out down your face. So let it go.
Yeah. I'm just reconnecting with Karen there.
Yeah. And that's good. Crying's good.
What's that?
Crying's good. We like crying. Yeah. That's okay. Let her go. So Anne, I'm going to work with Anne, and she says, yes, I give permission, have a health concern written down. So perfect, right? So,
yeah, great use of the technique for today.
Yeah, absolutely, right? So maybe it's an event, maybe not, we don't know. It's just, health concern. So that's perfect. Thanks, Anne. So muscle testing, hands, they're just going to be out of the camera here, so you can't see them, but yeah, with intention, connecting up to Anne. Hoovy, or is it Hovey, or don't know?
Hovey.
NH. Tune in, connect up, and tune in, connect up, and get a good connection here. And so I can muscle test for Anne. So I can muscle test. I'm getting a yes here. And I can act as a proxy. Ready to continue here. So I have Anne's permission. And there's health concern written down. So we want to find out, you know, all the trapped emotions associated, related to these health concerns. They either led up to it while you have it, and anything associated with it. We'll just say that. I like to use the word associated because it just kind of all encompassing, right? So is there a trapped emotion we can identify and clear out right now, and related to this, associated with this health concern? We got severity 7. Column A, B. She says rhymes with love. Hovey.
Like lovey. Are you too old? Are you too young to remember Gilligan's Island?
I have glimpses of it. It was on, I mean, it's still on TV, isn't it?
Wasn't the rich woman with the big hat, wasn't her name Lovey, or her husband called her Lovey? Yeah, you're too young to know that. Shout out to Gilligan's Island, anybody?
Okay, need to know more. No, I'm going to go totally discreet here. I'm not even going to say the emotions.
Okay, good. So you know what? I just want to kind of narrate what John's doing. John is working with a client who didn't communicate what the problem was, because we're kind of showing you don't need to. You know what? Sometimes you don't want to tell people what it was or whatever it might be. What if you didn't need to? So Anne, who's the client right now, wrote down on her piece of paper what her challenge was. And because John has her proxy, that means John right now is the mind of Anne. And because Anne just wrote it down, John doesn't need to know what it is because John's just, well, with all due respect, he's just a machine right now. He's just processing questions, right? And
Yeah, in my head.
what I just wrote on the piece of paper, is that caused by emotions? And it's like, yes, yes. So and if you listen to our questioning, it's always yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. We can't go directly to the problem. We got to ask the questions to get there. Yeah. Teresa Brown's confirming it was the professor's wife that
It was.
was called Lovey. No, I don't think it was the professor's wife. I can hear, I don't know. I'll take Teresa Brown's word for that. Bernie is joining us.
Sheldon's here. Did we say hello to Sheldon yet?
There's Sheldon's in the house. Hey, Sheldon. Welcome, everybody. Hey, next Saturday, practitioners, I am delivering a card on the business. I'm doing a practitioner's business class. Sorry. I'm doing an emotion code practitioner's building business course on the business card. You can go to michaelloge.com/events. It's up in the comments, the post, and register. It's free. It's a private Zoom call. It's not live on Facebook. There's no replay. So don't email me because you didn't make it and say, where's the replay? Hashtag, there's no real play. Be live, be there. And there's a reason for that. Okay, John, how are you making out with your
son? This Gilligan's Island thing really taken off. So Carly Cruz.
Yeah, I think
the professor didn't have a wife.
It was I think the professor might have been gay. He was very handsome, but back then they would never say that.
Right.
Yeah.
We're doing okay with Anne here. So I'm still working on her. I'm still connected up, purging all this out here. We got a good little bunch of emotions. I'm not mentioning them just to be discreet, right? Because it's a sensitive subject, so no one needs to know. 2, 4, 6.
Even on my, I have the kind of that little menu chart. Even with the subject of sexual, people didn't know how to say it. So on my chart, I have a little chart on the bottom, and some people don't even say, they don't want to say the word. I get it. I'm not judging. So like A would be lack of this is sexual intimacy. A, lack of desire. Oh, maybe you don't want to say that. I'll just say A. It's like ordering off a Chinese menu. Number B, lack of arousal. You don't want to say that? I'll order a number B. Number C, lack of orgasm. You don't want to say that? Order package C. And number D, physical pain. And then underneath it's a severity chart. So you can order anything off this chart. I'll have an A7, please. And you can be discreet during that. You don't have to use the words, you can use the number. John's doing a session right now with a client that just wrote her challenge on a piece of paper. And John, because he's her proxy, is connected to that message and using his muscle testing through her to find out which one of these would be ideal to help to be removed. And he's even doing it discreetly. He's not telling us, he doesn't need to. Sometimes I don't like to tell the feelings to people because, they're hard to interpret, and people get, if they say, oh, this came from your mom, then they start not liking their mom. It's like, no, your mom had this problem, So sometimes I just say, I'm just going to do it really fast and not even give you the names. Yeah. My job is to get rid of it, not to make a story out of it.
Right. Yeah. I've cleared a lot for Anne. We're probably going to start to wind down here. But not going to say I'm going to get it, not going to get it to a 0, but hard to say, right? I'm not too sure if that's even possible because we really don't know what's happening here, but you're clearing lots of emotions associated with this health concern, right? So that's good here.
Good. Well, I think what she learned from it is that it is emotion related or you wouldn't be finding them.
Yeah.
And it might be behoove her to have another session with you to carry on with the work that you're doing. You know, that's the good news. You know, sometimes here's my favorite question. When I find out the problem and it's a 10 and it's like a 9, and I'll say, is this 100% emotion related? Boy, don't we love when it's a yes? It's like, oh, okay, good. It's like, and if it's not, no, and it's like, well, oh, it's 80%. Then I still say, well, let me clean up 80% anyway. So
right, yeah, I mean 80%, and that's amazing, right? Like, just to do that with any sort of health concern, that's amazing. Yeah.
Good. Okay, John, let's start our wrap up today.
Let's gonna clear a couple more here for Anne.
Yeah.
And yeah. Good. Yeah, we'll leave it there. So cleared out. I didn't really keep track or count, but hopefully it helps out. And so, yeah, I'll just disconnect.
A little bit of trivia for everybody. It was Thurston Howell III. His wife was named Lovey.
Okay.
We're going to thank Carly Cruz for reminding us about Thurston Howell. I love that show. It was so unrealistic, though. So was the Flintstones, and I love the Flintstones. Didn't Fred's feet ever get sore? I don't know. And then when they run through, are you too old? Are you too young for the Flintstones?
I love the Flintstones.
Remember, they would show the Flintstones. They'd run in the living room, plant, chair, couch, plant, chair, couch. Like,
yeah.
Really? You can't throw in another slide and maybe put a cat. You know, it's like the epitome of laziness in cartoon world. But it probably was a big deal then to go plant, couch. Oh, look, I can't even remember the order of that. I would certainly not pass the cognitive test. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, John. Again, people can work with us one-on-one, either one of us. You can go to johnsaliveandpure.com. We have calendars online. You kind of pop up the calendar, you choose the time and friendly that's to you, and we can get you on your way to feeling better and thinking better and breathing better, and check out our menus or planners of all the things that we can help you with. And again, remind people, John, remind people what our September focus is, please, so they can plan to come back.
Yeah, definitely come back in September. If you have, aches, pains, soreness, tension, stiffness,
Achy wrists, achy fingers, achy knuckles, restless legs.
yeah, back pain. Neck pain.
Little jolts of electricity that.
Yeah, even like headaches. I mean, headaches, that's an ache. Bring your headache. Yeah.
Okay, John, we had a great time today. Thanks for hanging out here. We'll see you next week on The Bro Show. And reminder, if you want to be notified every Friday of what the topic is, plus the practitioner courses, the link to all the practitioner trainings, free training is in there as well. Make sure you sign up. Look for in the post how to do that. Go to the Bro Show page. John, we'll see you next Saturday here live on the Bro Show.
Yeah, thanks to our volunteers, and yeah, have a great week.